Hi, Maria. I'm Melanie. It's nice to have a face to the name so you know who you're talking to. I am so appreciative that you are even considering me for this opportunity. I just want to say thanks so much. I've followed you for a while. Big fan, slightly fangirling, but don't want to blow smoke up your arse. I love what you do. Thanks again so much for considering me. And I've even cracked out my little handy dandy microphone for this occasion. I do have some questions, but I said I'd just leave them for the end. So I'll kind of run through the questions that you sent and hopefully answer them to the best of my ability without minimal mistakes. Fingers crossed. Okay, so the first question was how I would structure a sales call, a 35 to 40-minute sales call. So I'd spend about the first 5 minutes building a rapport. So some people can be quite nervous talking on the phone and all of that jazz. I know I can be sometimes, but so it's just easing them into the call, kind of getting to know them. They get to know you a little bit. You can ask questions like where are they calling from, how's their day going, stuff like that. So then the next step, I'd spend about 10 to 15 minutes um, just asking what their situation is. So, like, why they're calling, what their goals are, what has maybe hindered them in the past. Have they tried in the past to hit their fitness goal? Is there anything that's impeding their fitness goal? And really just listen to them and let them explain to you their situation. I would spend about 5 to 10 minutes clarifying their situation. So this allows you to emotionally connect with them. Said they want to drop 2 dress sizes by the summer. I can then say, why is this important to you? It's just getting more clarification on what it is that their goals are and what has stopped them maybe in the past. I would spend about 10 minutes then presenting the solution. So this is where I would recap what has been said already, explain the program, explain how the program will help them reach their goals, how it could help them push past maybe what's hindered or stopped them in the past. Share some of the results that we've had. Um, so then you want to spend about 5 to 10 minutes listening to what concerns they might have, what they're unsure about, and just to understand where they're coming from and to clarify to the best of your ability what their concerns and that are. In the last 5 minutes or so, you'd want to close your call. So you want to recap what was said, take into account their concerns, offer some solution. You want to then talk about what the next steps are, payment methods, if there's any concerns um, regarding payment. You can run through some other options that might be useful, what the next steps are. So the next question is how to handle the I don't have the money. So firstly, I'd like to keep the conversation relaxed. People are more inclined to commit when they don't feel pressured and they feel understood and they feel like they're making a confident and decisive decision. So I would acknowledge it. I would keep it relaxed, acknowledge it, say something along the lines of "That's totally fair," or "I completely understand. I know budgets can be tight." And I would want to figure. Then I would want. That's my dog, Jody. Then I would want to figure out what the obstacle is. Is it a case of they're not sure? Is it a case of like they don't have the budget, they don't have the means, or is there something else that is possibly standing in the way? Maybe they just need a bit more clarification. So then I would bring it back to what their goals were that they told me, kind of reconnect them to the reason why they even signed up to do a call to begin with. Explore, are they ready to commit to this? There was a reason that they called. Make them feel more confident about their decision. So the next question is the what would I do in the silent moment when they haven't said yes or no? So a lot of the times it takes people a couple of seconds for them to kind of get their thoughts together. What I do is resist the urge to just immediately fill it, because sometimes they just need a couple of seconds. They're gathering what they're going to say. And if you jump in there, you come across as too pushy. You could follow that then with a soft check in, something along the lines of, no rush. I know it's a lot of information to process. Make them feel like it's normal to take that couple of seconds to gather their thoughts. And hopefully I've created a safe enough space and environment and a good enough connection that they will feel comfortable enough to explain like what's going on in their mind. And then you could ask them a question to clarify. I could say something along the lines of, or I know it's a big decision, what is going through your mind at the moment? Next question about the price objection and how to just determine whether it's a financial or if it is a value. So I would listen and acknowledge to what they're saying. Something along the lines of, I totally get that, I understand it's a big investment. Ask exploratory questions, something along the lines of, if budget wasn't a factor, do you feel like the program would be beneficial for you? Depending on what the language they use, if they're talking about budget, timing, that kind of stuff, then it is a financial issue. If they're talking about like the benefits they get from the program and stuff like that, then it is a value objection. So if it is a financial objection, depending obviously on what payment plans and stuff we can have a nose at what might fit their budget. The payment plan, or pay in 2 installments rather than one, be delaying their start time, preferably not, but along those lines, something that we can work around. We can work around it to make sure we get them on board. And if it is a value objection, we can just reframe the conversation, bring it back to what they had said their goals were, reiterate that, say their goal was they wanted to be stronger, focusing on the results and what their goals were. So the partner objection. So firstly, like, you'd want to make them feel validated. So you want to say something along the lines of, I completely get it. Big decisions are better made together, that you understand that they are a team and maybe they just need a bit of reassurance from their team. You want to ask questions that will help you get a better understanding of what it is that they are, like, what answers that they're sorting out from their partner. Case of, like, are they worried that the partner is going to say something about the price or something about the time? See if you can even reassure your potential client by clarifying maybe a few things that they are kind of second guessing, or what's holding them back. Seeing if you can help to kind of bridge that gap. Depending on how the conversation is going, you could give an option of something along the lines of, oh, I'd be happy to send through a little synopsis of what we've discussed to your partner, or letting him hop onto the call to have a better understanding. Obviously, depending how the conversation is going. If you can't clarify, or they're still wanting to get the opinion of their partner, then what I'd do is say something along the lines of, I completely understand. Is it possible that we can reschedule a time now for maybe the next day, or later on, depending on what time it is, later on that evening, to give them an opportunity to talk to their partner, but locking in a time that you can get them back and try and get that locked down. Also, kind of sprinkle in that sense of urgency, but without being pushy. Give that sense of urgency to be like, we should hop back onto this ASAP, because there's limited spaces. And so the next question about connecting with our clients who are mainly postpartum moms, how would you build that trust and connection with someone in that situation? You want to create a safe space. You want her to feel seen. You want her to feel heard. You don't want to be pushy. You want to reassure her. Start off with asking about what her goals are, what she's wanting to achieve, maybe like what she's struggling with at the moment. Be empathetic that it is hard, and that it's okay for her to focus, spend a bit of time on herself and focus on herself, because I know some moms have that guilt of having that time for themselves. She is a mom, but she is also her own person. So allowing that safe space, showing that the program can be flexible. It can be flexible, it can help her reach her goals. There's a whole community out there. She's not on her own. She's here to be supported, to help her reach her goals. Just to be that ear and help her feel seen and understand that she is capable of doing it. And the program will help give her the tools to be able to reach her goals and help her just feel supported, um, to understand that it's support and that she is a bad bee. Resilience in sales. I actually am going to speak about my experience in Holland and Barrett. So struggled in a sales role, but one thing I struggled with was signing people up for cards. They didn't want the emails. They didn't want, they didn't want the rewards cards. And I remember feeling really frustrated when I started. And it was actually one of the assistant managers that had come down, and I had just picked his brain. What is it that you do to get people to sign up for a rewards card? And when he told me, I was a bit like, So he had basically said that he basically didn't give them a choice. No, this works sometimes, and it didn't. I watched him, but he got a hell of a lot of sign ups. Would ask, have you got a rewards for life card? They would say no. He would say, well, it takes 2 seconds to sign up. He'd scan it. He'd say, all I need is your email. It will, you will get, you'll get 4 points for every euro you spend. You get a money off coupon every 4 weeks. And 9 times out of 10, that worked for him. I tried it. Didn't work for me. Didn't work for me. So I had to sit there and think, okay, how the hell do I get this to work for me? It ended up working for me, and I ended up being one of the top for a while of rewards cards. Is not so much the pushiness of it. I would ask if they have a card. If they say yes, happy days. If they say no, I'll say, well, I can sign you up for a card. It takes 2 seconds. You get 4 points for every euro you spend. You get a money off coupon. You come in regularly getting your vitamin D. So if you get 3 or 4 vitamin Ds, you will have enough points to get one for free. And 9 times out of 10, that worked for me. Not being too pushy, but not leaving it open, not using yes or no question, but not being too pushy, but just kind of being like, okay, yeah, showing that it only takes 2 seconds to sign up. You're gonna get, it'll benefit you because you'll get something for free. You come in all the time getting this item, you'll get one for free. And 9 times out of 10, it worked for me. Okay, so I'm sorry, this is longer than 7 minutes. But I just have a few questions myself. I hope you don't mind. I just said I'll take this opportunity while I have you to answer some of my questions. I saw in the email it's 100% commission based. I've never worked in a commission based job. I've only ever had salary job. I did a quick Google. Obviously, we'll do a bit more research into it. It says a lot of people that are in that position register as self-employed, and sort out their tax and stuff like that. So I'm just curious. I'm sorry if this is a stupid question. I don't know. I'm just asking. I still have to do some more research. But would that be the case for me? Would I be one of your employees, or is that the case? I would be registered as self-employed. I did jot down some questions. When you get paid on the commission, so say if you make your sales and that, do you get paid weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? Is it when the sale goes through? What percentage of the commission is it? Kind of just a gist of how much you can possibly earn and how little you could earn. Just because obviously me and my husband are still living at home with my mom, and we would like to eventually get our own place. So these are just questions that I would like to know so I can make the most informed question. I guess my biggest question is it just solely getting people to sign up for the coaching? Is there an opportunity there? And I'm just shooting my shot here, but is there an opportunity there to help out with the online coaching? Because I feel like I could be a really good fit. if if the opportunity was there, and if the opportunity isn't there now, would it be possible in the future? Because I would love to learn what I can off of you. I'd love to bring some of my little faith um, to you. I would love to help along in their journey. I would love to do like some Zoom Zumba classes, or even pre-record some that you can offer as a package, or in your package. Do like circuit classes and stuff like that, for some of the girlies that don't want to go out to the gym, because I know that there is a lot of people out there. I was like that to begin with, but I am fully flexible. Um, One thing though that is really really important to me, because I have had jobs before, obviously, but it's just a good work life balance. So I understand there's cancellations and last minute calls and stuff like that. Excuse me. Um, I understand the 30 to 40 hours spread out. I'm just curious, is there a way to not condense the calls, but like, so to still have at least 1 or 2 days off rather than across the whole week? Or is that like a, it is what it is, that is what it is? I am just curious so I can make obviously the best decision for myself. um I'm still like, pinch me that I even have this opportunity. So these are just some of the questions that I was just curious about. I am a hard worker. I really love helping people. I want to be in this space. I want to learn, which is why I was shooting my shot. I hope you don't mind. Um, I'm a waffler, if you haven't discovered. And while I was doing this, I spilled my coffee on my other little microphone. But thank you so much for this opportunity. I am so appreciative, and I hope you don't mind my million and one fucking questions. Oh, sorry for swearing. I hope you don't mind my million questions. And thank you so so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon.